Lawrence was sent to war at the young age of 19. Only 3 years later, he was killed in the line of duty. He was 22 years old. He was a medical student and helped hundreds of wounded soldiers at Dunkirk railway station before he went on to become a second lieutenant of the Royal Field Artillery. 100 years since the Battle of Passchendaele, where he lost his life, he is being remembered. And now actresses portraying his sister, Jean Rowntree, are reading extracts of his war diaries.
Well, it's been really interesting for me personally. This wasn't a subject that I know a lot about, and reading the script and hearing about the story from Jean's perspective and point of view, it really hits home. And there's certain parts of the script I find with the audience when they're listening that really involve them in the story and everything that, you know, Lawrence and Jean and the family went through. And what's quite strange and sort of really sobering is when I talk about how young Lawrence actually was, and it sort of makes this subject accessible to all ages as well, and it makes it interesting. And I know I personally have learnt a lot just through this experience and doing it myself.
Telling the story from Jean's point of view also adds a new dimension to the story.
So it's quite nice to have the female voice in what is largely a fairly male-dominated story in lots of ways. The commemorations are sort of international, certainly national at the moment this week. So it's quite nice to have a bit of a York connection and a Scarborough connection. And so we're telling that story, which we hope will resonate with York residents and local residents.
The diary reads that Lawrence was repulsed by the squalor and bloodshed of war, and he wanted to die in some peaceful manner as he ached for a little rest. But he was also thrilled by the dangers of battle. He wrote, "The fear is enticing, the glorious feeling when you overcome difficulties you thought were insuperable, and the jolly companionship of everyone which you get in the face of a common danger." At the end of his diary, Lawrence writes, "Such as it is, here it is. Perhaps it will read better some years later, when all this is a nightmare that is past, and not one that we have not woken up from." Aaron Renfrey, That's TV.